Okay guys, thanks for tuning in to Channel Day. So you've arrived home with your pride and joy. That's a classic 500. It might even be a B5 or a G5. Either way, they're all the same. They run the same running gear and got the same gearbox and everything else. That makes no difference which one you pick. They're all virtually identical apart from looks. So if you've got home, the first thing I'd be doing if it was my bike would be take no notice whatever the other guy you purchased the bike off, and I would go straight into a minor service on the bike, and by minor service I'd mean a oil and filter change, and I think that'd be a good way to start off. Now, oil's a touchy subject, and everyone's got their own personal one, and roughly 10 years ago when I bought my first Classic 500, I got onto a dealer in Queensland. He put me on the Penrite HPR Gas 10 W50. So that's Penrite HPR Gas 10 W50. Now, you know, like the reason he told me why it was such a good oil and why I use it, and remember, oil's a touchy subject, so some, you know, like would say it's a load of crap or something to that effect, and it really doesn't matter, but I've used it on 20 bikes and anything, you know, so, but anyway, back to the subject. The reason why I said it was so good because it had extra zinc in it, which was supposedly good for the motor. Now, I know nothing about that side of it. I just go on what he said. He never actually sold me the oil. He only told me about it, and then I went to Super Cheap and bought it. So, you know, it cost me nothing to find out the information. It's worked over a huge amount of bikes I've put it in. Never had any issues with it. But, like I said, your choice. Go for whatever you want. Now, in my case, I found that I bought the Penrite HPR Gas 10 the other day to put on the 350 Classic Reborn. And going back a while ago, I used to be able to buy 5 litres for around about $60, semi-synthetic I always use, and now I notice it's trading at almost 100. So certainly things have gone up everywhere in the last couple of years. Okay, so we've got the oil out of the way, and the next thing's filters. You can go to the dealer and pick one up there, but in the old days, and I'm only talking 3 years ago, I used to buy all my filters for these bikes directly from India in a 10-pack. Now, a 10-pack used to cost me $35 to get 10 filters, including free delivery. Now, I'm pretty sure in 2023 that deal's not going to apply anymore, and for some reason everything's went up, excuse me, worldwide. So, you know, there's nothing much you can do about that side of it, and you got to pay it. But even if, for example, you do the oil change yourself and it uses roughly just a tad under 2 litres of oil, and it costs you $60 for oil, so say $30 worth of oil, and you get a filter for $10 or $15, $45. I'm pretty sure if you go to a dealer, he's not going to give you an oil and filter change of good oil for $45 or $50. And we're talking Australian there, so in the US dollars, that's only about 30, I think, or something to that effect. Now, you say you've got your oil and you've got your filter, and after you do the oil thing, I'll put a link there where you can go there and check how I go about doing the oil change and checking it out. And but more importantly, what I've done for the last, every bike I've had here in an Enfield, I got onto this idea going back 10 years ago that I'd put a magnet on the bottom of the magnetic sump plug. And the ones I use I pick up on eBay, and they're called rare earth magnets, and they're extremely powerful. Now, believe it or not, you know, it sort of sounds like crap when you first hear this story of mine, but like over years I tested on various bikes, you know, like when I got into the Jap bikes, it never worked all that well because they were always clean motors, but especially on Enfields, I found that if I did an oil change without the magnet or with the magnet on, the one that had the magnet on had a huge more rubbish that had collected where the other one had failed to collect it. Now, that rubbish had been circulating through the motor for quite some time. So therefore, you know, it, well, I don't know, it might have caused some issues or might not. It's just hard to say, not expert in that line. And but more importantly, when you see that amount on the magnetic sump plug, what the magnet has helped draw more into it, like a big fuzzy ball, because when I was buying the bikes and doing them new, I was doing an oil change. I think it was 200, 350, 500, and then 1,000, just to clean the motors out quick. And believe it or not, even from a brand new Classic 500 or a B5, you would be surprised how much rubbish that bike collects in just 200 kilometres of just around town riding while you're running it in. So, you know, when you look at it, rare earth magnets, just type in rare earth magnets on eBay and you'll find them there, and I used to get a fairly good one. I think I forget the price now, but I've got one there that I still use, and they last a long time, and they hold on well. They don't fall off or nothing because they're powerful, and they're a lot more powerful than those crappy ones where you think, oh yeah, I've already got a magnetic sump plug. They're nothing compared to those rare earth magnets. Jesus, they'll lift quite a fair weight. Like, unbelievable what one of those will lift. So apart from that, they're about the tips I can get you. First thing out, you get out there and you do you brought your bike home, your pride and joy. This is the bike for you, the bike you always wanted, and so on and so forth. Do the right thing straight off, and our first clip will be an oil and filter change to kick off with. Then we'll go straight through these bikes and we'll go through troubleshooting, tips, tricks, anything I can help you out with in that line. And we can go from there. So apart from that, if you'd like to, or found this interesting or helpful, if you can give it a thumbs up, and you want to subscribe, come back. I think I'll put out 20 or 30 clips on this particular bike on things we can go through to hopefully improve your ride experience when you move into the world of Enfields. So hopefully you like that idea, what I've come up with. I might even put up a playlist so it'll be easier later on. And I'll make the clips short and sweet, get to the point, tell you what it's all about, because the hardest or the longest one will be the oil and filter changes. When they come up later on, I'll be just nice little tips and that, and show you what to look for, what not to look for, what can save you issues, how we can fix this, and so on and forth. So apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this. So once again, thanks for tuning in. A bit short on 500 clips at the moment, because the days when I had 500 clips I never had good video cameras, or the GoPros didn't have very good stabilisation and stuff like that. So it's just crap you got to put up with. And also on some of those days I wasn't all that keen on making videos either. I just went out, fired the camera around, and that was it. So we'll have to bear with me in some of those ones, and I got good stuff on the classic 350 Reborn, but not quite as good on the 500s. So once again, thanks for tuning in, take a look, hope you enjoy your day, and catch you later.